You're watching On Demand. Please check the closing time before trying to vote or enter any competition or other interactivity in this programme, as it may not count and you may still be charged.
Welcome to your Thursday's Loose Women with a difference. I'm here. The ladies are across the road, actually. They're in the studio this afternoon, but I'm here at the NHS Blood Donation Centre, which is in Westfield Shopping Centre in West London. And the reason why we're here is because the NHS needs you as a part of their Giving Type campaign. They need 140,000 donors to be able to help save lives, but more specifically, 12,000 donors from Black heritage, because the blood does need to be an exact match, and if they find that exact match, lives can be saved. So at some point, we will be making history on the show this afternoon. This has never been done before. I will be giving blood on Loose Women. I'll be sat on one of these chairs somewhere in this room. I'll be sat on one of these chairs as the nurses connect me up to the needles and what have you in order to be able to give blood. And I'm here to be able to show you guys just how easy it is and just how painless it can be and just how important it is. I am a registered donor and I have been for quite a while, and I am overdue to be giving blood. So it's worked out quite well for me. So later on in the programme, I will be giving blood, and hopefully it encourages you guys to do it as well. Jane.
Thank you, Charlene. Now, as you can see, Cole, Denzi and Brenda are alongside me today, and we're going to be catching up with Charlene throughout the show, as well as revealing how easy it is to save someone's life. So do get in touch and let us know your own stories. Here is what else we've got coming up. Would you fess up to losing a loved one's valuable items? Yes, well, Denise, unsurprisingly, was in the doghouse after trashing a friend's treasure. Oh. And she's confessing live on air in just a bit. Plus, how would you feel if a friend posted a bad photo of you? Well, we're debating whether or not it's ever okay to post an unflattering image of your friends, even if you look really good. And Ant and Dec are bringing back Biker Grove, and we're having a reunion.
Do you remember me, Dennis Ward? Of course. I'd heard you'd moved back. Yeah, well, things didn't quite work out the way I'd thought.
Listen, if you're looking for Donna, she's not here.
Oh, I know. She's at the hairdresser's, that's why I came.
I think I just did a Welsh accent there. Polly will be reuniting with Spuggy and Jeff, that's our Denise, and actors Lindy Ann Barras and Billy Fane, ahead of the show's big return. But before all of that, the sad news that Irish musician Sinead O'Connor has died at the age of 56. In a statement, the singer's family said, "It is with great sadness that we announce the passing of our beloved Sinead. Her family and friends are devastated and have requested privacy at this very difficult time." And obviously by privacy, they mean people not sort of approaching them, but everyone is making tributes this morning. Cole, she was a bit of a national treasure in Ireland, wasn't she?
Absolutely, because she was round at a time when people were afraid to speak out about things that were going on, and she was never afraid to speak out. And I didn't realise, sadly, obviously I was a fan. I loved her record that she had over here that was such a massive hit everywhere, and I thought she was beautiful. But I never realised what a tragic life she had until this news came out that she'd passed away, and I read about her childhood, and it was very, very, very traumatic. But the thing that saddens me the most when I see this is it was quite obvious through the years to me that Sinead was suffering with mental health. Well, she was open about that, I think, at the time. And whenever this happens, when somebody dies that's been in the public eye, all these tributes pour out, all these obituaries and tributes, and how she was amazing and how she was wonderful, which is kind of what we're doing now, except I never knew her personally. But I always think, where were all these people when they saw the trauma she must have been going through? You know, I'm obviously not her family, but, you know, friends that have come out and said we were really close friends and all of that. And I think, but I remember reading terrible things about her, like, oh, she's lost her weight, oh, look how much weight she's put on, oh, she's not, you know, why is she, you know, doing this, why is she doing that, why is she speaking nonsense, everyone doing that. And then it takes someone to die for people to come out and be nice. It really upsets me more than anything. I know. We should have always been nice.
Yeah. I mean, I do think, yeah. I do think she did have a close-knit circle of people around her. I get what you're saying, and she was in and out of mental health units quite a lot, seeking treatment. But very, very sad. But, you know, amazing legacy of music.
Amazing legacy. I mean, I loved her voice and her version of Nothing Compares to You. I don't think there was really anybody that was not feeling that emotion when she recorded that video and she was crying and...
Look at her eyes, the pain in the eyes.
You could see it. And I just, you know, her voice was very unique and I think she inspired a lot of people, so it's really, really sad. But, you know, I think she was very brave to open up about her mental health.
I think she was a very real person.
Yeah, and I think, I mean, obviously I loved her voice and loved her as a performer, but I think it was her political activism as well, you know, and somebody that was totally prepared to speak out, even when her attack on the abuses in the Catholic Church, which actually came before but other people were aware of that, had her universally hated and booed on stage all over the world, and yet she had the courage of her convictions. But one of our producers actually grew up knowing Sinead very well and said that she was, despite her terrible mental illness issues, was one of the kindest, most lovely, generous people, was constantly donating to charities and causes that she was close to. But, you know, I think that at least she will have peace from this really, really, you know, she was a very, very, very... a troubled lady, and I just am glad that she's at peace and send love to the family.
And our thoughts... our thoughts are obviously with Sinead's family. Now, moving on to something totally different now. What would you do if you lost someone else's valuable item? Now, one art dealer in London has been ordered to pay £111,000 after losing a 2.5-metre wide painting. The abstract piece looks like my cooking, which has been compared to a giant burnt digestive biscuit, was loaned by the artist back in 2012, but now the dealer says they don't know where it went.
Well, surely nobody stole it.
Well, stolen or misplaced, it is missing. Now, I mean, you would never throw out someone's treasured possessions, would you, Denise?
So, in my house, off the lounge, there's a little door, and you go under there, and there's sort of a storage area. Tiny people can stand up in it, and anyway, it became a complete clutter fest for me, just everything chucked in there. And then I got quite overwhelmed by it all at one point, thinking, oh, my God, oh, my God, oh, my God. So I knew that if I went through it item by item, A, I'd never get it done, and B, I would do that thing of going, oh, I might use that one day, and then nothing would get thrown out. So I had a friend came round, Ange, and when I got this guy who does this sort of clearance thing, and I said, I don't want to see anything, so just get rid of it, and I don't want to see it, OK? So that's what I did, and it was clear. I then went to Guernsey to visit a friend, and my friend, Pammy, rang me, and she went, hi, darling, because she was staying at my house for a few days. She went, hi. Oh, I've just been downstairs into what we call the Pam Sharrock suite, because Pam's only 4'11", so she was the only person that could stand up in it. So she said, I'm in the Pam Sharrock suite, and she said, you know, I left all my mum's heirlooms here from when she died. She said, it's so tidy, I can't find them anywhere. I went... Pammy, you're breaking up. Put the phone down, went to Lincoln, burst into tears. And basically, it was her mum's bag that she'd given her. It was the photographs of the children. I, in my own defence, didn't know it was there. Pam insists that she told me it was there. And I'd thrown everything.
So did you tell her? Well, I mean, obviously you did.
Well, I had to tell her, and she...
How long did it take you to tell her?
I mean, I was absolutely mortified by it. Obviously, I blamed Ange. And obviously, I told her that the man, I deliberately said, please don't throw those out, and he did. But it took her quite a long time to get over it.
I bet. I
Yeah.
bet. Well, you know.
Yeah.
She says she has.
Yeah, well, as we know, there's always two sides to every story, Denzi, and we've searched high and low, and Pam's in the audience. So, Pam, burning question. First of all, have you forgiven her?
I have. I mean, it was an accident. Accidents happen. I didn't let her know that I'd forgiven her straight away. Obviously, I wanted her to, like, sweat a little bit. And also, how much did you say that bloke got for throwing something away? I might not have forgiven you that much. Yeah, I did. She had forgotten to say it was also all my children's first pictures they drew me, their school reports, anything that I didn't want to be thrown away, I put there.
Honestly, Ange,
I know, Ange.
So the moral of this story is don't ever give any
Ever.
sentimental value
Ever.
we did get the bag back, didn't we? We did manage to get the bag back on the
which was lovely,
Yeah.
which was my mum's bag that she had on the day she died.
Yes,
but
OK, don't rub it in,
No.
yeah.
Well, I'm glad to hear that you're still friends.
It's also Pammy's birthday as well. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Brenda, have you ever...
I have a very quick story. My children, when they were at school, we just moved into a new house, and it was their turn to look after the pet, the school pet, and they brought the pet hamster home, and it went missing. So we had to buy another one.
Did you have to go and buy, like, a complete replica?
Yeah,
or
they
did you just...
knew it wasn't the right one, but we were like, it's a hamster. There you go.
Oh,
You
my
didn't have
word.
Richard Gere around for tea, did you?
He has denied that. Still to come. It's War of the Words as we reveal our favourite regional phrases, but are we at risk of losing our local lingo? And Charlene will be giving back and showing us just how easy and important it is to donate life-saving blood. We'll see you soon. We saw Charlene at the Blood Donation Centre earlier, and later on, in a Loose Women First, she'll be giving blood herself. Blood donation saves lives, but it's something that many of us take totally for granted. And I have to say, I'm probably one of them, because we've been talking about this a lot this morning. And like many years ago, I remember thinking, right, this is something I'm going to do. And I think I was probably pregnant, and they said, we don't want you because you're pregnant. And then I thought, I'll go back. And then I never have. And it's not that I don't want to, it's just that it doesn't really cross my mind, which is pretty shameful. And now I'm going to vow to go and do it.
I think you always take for... I don't know what it is, but you always kind of take for granted that if anything happens, there will be blood at the hospital.
Yeah.
You always do. I never think, oh, what if I get there and there's no blood? I did go and offer to donate, but I've got anemia, so they wouldn't let me. But it only, came home to me how serious it is when one of my nieces, after giving birth, had a hemorrhage terribly and had to have a blood transfusion. And again, it was like, oh, thank God for that, But not thinking, where did they get all that?
I know.
Did they just have a big freezer of blood?
It's so worrying
that running out.
that there is a shortage, and especially in your community. I mean, it's like my mum's life was saved many times with blood transfusion. And actually, today, my son Lewis, my stepson Lewis, is at King's Hospital about to go in for surgery for his Crohn's. So talking about this today, you think, obviously, I'm sure, he's in such amazing hands, thank you, Kings, but that everything will be OK. But it is worrying to think that there is a potential shortage.
I mean, that's the thing, we only sort of think about it maybe when
I
there's
don't even know what my blood type is. This morning I thought, If somebody said to me in an emergency, what's your blood type? How terrible, I don't even know. Maybe it should be in our passport or something. Do you know what yours is?
I don't understand, though. Yeah, but I don't understand, like, what, you know when you have a baby and they do that little blood prick on the heel
prick.
about whatever, why don't they then, and then you just put it somewhere so you know all your life what your blood type is? I mean, I know I've got a rare one.
When I gave birth to Jamal, they did that, and we found out that he had sickle cell C trait, and so I always kept it somewhere so that I could know, you know.
Does that mean he was potentially prone to?
No, if you have the trait, then that means you've got the donation that has come from both your mother and father. If he marries somebody who has a baby with somebody who also has sickle cell T trait, that goes into full.
And Tanisha's given blood, hasn't she?
Tanisha gave blood for the first time a couple of weeks ago. A good friend of hers, Shona Marie, whose head poster is actually up there behind Charlene, she threw a birthday donation day to encourage her friends and family to give, and it turned out that Tanisha's got B positive blood type.
What,
but
so instead
of
a gift?
Yeah, instead of a gift, you give blood.
Wow,
instead.
that's a great idea.
So she found out that she'd got RO subtype, which is a rare 1 for 3% of donors have RO subtype. So, yeah, she was really excited. She gave blood in 4 minutes. It came shooting out her arm.
What a great idea, though, that, to encourage everybody to go.
Yeah.
I'm definitely going to go.
I failed the first time. That's why I've never been back. They just said it just wasn't kind of, got no idea why. But because of that, I've never been back. But now I am going to go and just see if
I think there's a lot of misconceptions around as well, that people think, oh, I can't or whatever. But let's go to Charlene again. Hi, Charlene. How are you feeling? You feeling a bit nervous?
Hey. Do you know what? No, because I've done it before and it's so easy and so straightforward. For me, there are no nerves involved in the process at all because, you know, they'll put something in my arm and I'll have a chat to the donor carer when they come along and, you know, it's quite nice, to be honest.
Oh, fantastic. If you want to know more on how you can donate, all the information you need is on our website. And we're going to be catching up with Charlene a little bit later. But after the break, Biker Grove's Spuggy and Jeff will be reuniting with our former co-star, our Denise. And what would you do if a friend posted a photo where they look fabulous and you look far from fabulous? Yes, find out which of us has no shame in being vain. See you after this.
Our award-winning show is hitting the road as we swap the studio for the stage and bring our panel directly to you.
Oh, more drama than blooming Love Island, this, isn't it?
We'll be live across 16 spectacular nights this September in theatres across the UK. Join the Loose Woman for a night full of laughter.
You need to stand in front of the mirror.
Oh, no!
Naked, right?
Hot topics.
We'll move on to snipping bushes now then, shall we?
Fun and surprises.
Who knows what you can do with those tentacles?
As we share our secrets and stories live and in person. You won't want to miss it. To join in the fun of the Loose Women Tour, go to the website.
Welcome back to your Thursday Loose Women. Brightening up this lunchtime, it's Colleen Nolan, Denise Welsh, Brenda Edwards and me, Jane Moore. And yes, you saw it there. This September, we're coming to a town near you. It's going to be our first ever Loose Women tour, and you're all invited. We're very excited. It's going to be a brilliant girls' night out. So where can you find more information, Denise?
Oh! Thank you, Jane. www.itv.com/loosewomen.
Yes. We really hope to see you there. As you can tell, it's going to be a very professional occasion. Now then, still to come today, we're back with Charlene as she donates blood here on the show. And would you be angry with a friend for posting a bad photo of you? Now, find out which one of us couldn't care less and which one of us has done just that. But before all of that, it's a blood donor special today, as you know, and we have a couple of ladies in our audience who have benefited, either they have or their family in some way from a blood donation. So, Karen, tell us a little bit about your story.
So mine was many years ago, 1986, twin pregnancy, developed preeclampsia, severe hemorrhaging, had to have a lot of blood. That saved my life and then obviously benefited my twin daughter, my twin here today.
Before that happened, would you say that, a bit like me, you were somebody that just took it for granted that there would be blood there for you?
100%, because I was young, I was 22. I didn't even know about blood transfusions until I'd actually received one. And because of that, I then became a blood donor myself. Many years after, it was when Natalie was about 10, and then I finally realised the impact of how many people had had to donate 10 pints, 11, 12 pints of blood that I received that day. So I wanted to give something back.
Fantastic. And Kerry, tell us, you're here to talk about your mum, aren't you?
Yeah, that's right. Back in 2006, my mum was suffering with a really bad nosebleed. Went to A&E twice, it wouldn't stop, so she was eventually admitted into hospital. It bled for a whole week and it just would not stop. So this is Mum, yeah. So eventually it was cauterised, which stopped the bleeding, and because of all the blood that she'd lost during that week, she had to have blood transfusions, which saved her, and she's still here today.
Yeah, it is, again, it's what we've been talking about, isn't it? It's so important. Somebody's just told me in my ear that we've actually managed to crash the blood donor website. So that shows the importance of doing programmes like this. It raises awareness. If you're having trouble getting onto the website, please, please, please do keep persevering. They're going to sort it out, and it should be fine in a relatively short time. It is competition time now, and here's how you could win £50,000 cash. Wait for it, and a camper van. Thank you. Josie's got all the details.
Our top-of-the-range VW camper van worth more than £86,000 is perfect for those trips to the beach.
Hello, Mark.
Hi, Josie. Nice to meet you.
And you?
So, here for a bit of surfing today.
Here for a bit of surfing.
We're paddling for the wave. The wave hits your feet. 1, 2, 3 extra paddles. Knees to the hands. Good. Front foot between those hands. Back foot. Excellent. And from there, lots of weight on your front foot.
Let's do this.
Lovely. Let's go.
The good news is you don't have to be able to ride the waves to love camper vans. It's up to you what you do with your wheels if you win. Our camper van is brand spanking new. It sleeps 4 and fully converted with a pop-up roof, making it worth more than £86,000. Plus, don't forget there is £50,000 in tax-free cash as well. Text PRIZE to 88333. Text costs £2 plus 1 standard network rate message. Go to the website, entries cost £2. Call 09068 783333. Calls cost £2 plus your network access charge. Or post your name and phone number to DY28 PO Box 7 558 Derby DE10NQ. Entrance must be 18 or over. Lines close on Friday the 11th of August at 3 p.m. Good luck!
Now, it was one of the most popular teen dramas of the 90s, getting 11 million viewers at its peak. Set in working-class Newcastle, as our Gen Z says.
What's that? Not Newcastle, it's Newcastle.
I said that.
You said Newcastle. It's
What
Newcastle.
I said Newcastle. Right. Did I? Moving on. Anyway, Biker Grove wasn't afraid to tell hard-hitting stories. Now the show is set to return, and 2 iconic characters are here to tell us everything they know. Before they join us, let's see Lindy Ann Barras and Billy Fane. That's Spuggy and Jeff in action.
Isn't that your patch? Where? There? Stop! Stop! Look! Spuggy, I tried to stop them, honestly. They didn't listen to us. Right. Ah!
Oh, shut.
Jeff, look at his eyes! Do something, Jeff!
All right, Petra. Jeff! Sorry, son, just relax.
He can't see, can he?
Call an ambulance, Duncan.
He can't see, man!
Please welcome Lindy Ann Barras and Billy Fane. Oh, that's taken us right back, that has.
Wowzers.
Ant and Dec don't look a second older. So, let's start with you, Lindy Ann. Where were you when you heard the news that it might be coming back?
I was actually at work and my son texted us, Mum, have you seen the news? And I was like, no, and then my phone just absolutely blew up.
And what about you, Billy?
I've read it in the newspaper, yeah. I saw it in there, and ever since, you know, walking into supermarkets and things, and people say, "Oh, Billy, are you coming back on bike? I grow."
Are you maybe not as excited though? Because didn't you die in a
Yes,
gas
he's dead,
explosion?
isn't he?
Yeah, but I mean, I worked as a stand-up on the northern clubs for many years, and it's not the first time I've died. And that one was less painful.
How do you feel about it coming back?
It's exciting.
Is it?
It's very reminiscent and it's very bizarre walking down the street again, and I think it's the flame red hair and, oh, my God, it's Spuggy, and I'm like, they're old now.
Isn't it funny, though, isn't it funny that people still remember? I mean, you were asking me questions about Byker Grove. It was so long ago. I mean, I was about 24, 25, and there was Jill Halfpenny and Ant and Dec and Lindy Ann. And I mean, I used to help them do their homework, and that's why Ant and Dec said they had to stay entertainers, because they failed all their exams.
I asked you, I said, what happened to your character? You didn't know.
I've got no idea. I've got no idea. I think I was in it for about 7 or 8 episodes. And, God, I mean, the North East was buoyant then because Spender was happening as well, was doing Spender. But we had a lot of fun, and I think it's reminded us as well, certainly me, of the demise of the youth club and how important to a community, listen to me talking like Gaza, because we have no youth clubs anymore.
No, none at all.
There's nowhere for young kids to go to sort of congregate without getting into bother.
Have you stayed in touch with Ant and Dec?
Yeah,
have you spoken to them since?
I've spoken to Declan since, He said, hello, everybody, and he wants a nice picture to send. Hi, guys.
Yeah, so you mentioned that it was set around a youth club. I don't know what they would do this time, but they've both said, that the lads, that they want to sort of address teenage issues today, and that's a very sort of different thing, isn't it? You've got a teenage daughter.
Yeah, I mean, my son, he's coming up 22, so it's not as... It's a lot different for him, but for Scarlett, she's 16, and their phone just is TikTok, Snapchat, Insta.
Yeah.
And we didn't have any of that, and I think it's a big change to the 1990s to the noughties now, for sure.
Absolutely. I mean, it was just... You know, it's the fact that people still remember it. If they did ask you to go back, because I know you're doing other things now, you'd still do a bit of acting, but you've got your own company and everything. But if they did ask you to go back, and if they did do a Bobby Ewing on you, Billy, would you come out the shower for her?
I think I'd have to come out on my Zimmer frame, Teresa.
You would, though, wouldn't you?
Oh, yeah, absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt. It's something that I love to do.
Billy, I wanted to ask you, well, both of you, actually, but Billy, because obviously since you both made the decision to leave showbiz, and you've sort of got proper jobs now, haven't you? Not like us lot. Billy, tell us what you did after the show.
Well, I went back to teaching. When I was 54, I did a No, I'm going ahead there. I went into teaching. I qualified as a teacher of adult dyslexic people.
Oh, right.
And I went to teach in a young offenders institution. I then did a master's degree in special educational needs and inclusive learning. And the college I was working for, they had the contract for delivering education in prisons and young offenders institutions across the country.
As I said, a proper job. And Lindsay Ann, what are you up to as well?
At the minute, I've got my own cleaning company, Dusty Spring Clean. Give your home that all your spring fresh feeling. But I never actually came out of it as such. I just kind of life happened. I got married, I had kids, then I got divorced, and then just life happened. So if it came along, lovely. If not, I'm happy with me lot.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Well, it's fantastic. It's fantastic to see you both, and who knows, we may see you back in the new show. And Billy coming out the shower.
Definitely think, yeah.
Great, thank you for joining us, both of you. Still to come. We're talking perfect pictures, but would you dare to post a bad one of a friend? And we'll be back with Charlene for the moment we've been waiting for, a real blood donation. See just how easy and quick it is to save lives. We're going back to the Blood Donation Centre to see how Charlene is getting on. But first, no one likes an unflattering photo, but would you ask a friend to delete one just because you don't like the way you look? Well, one group of friends was so torn over which holiday picture to post that they've now advertised for a Photoshop expert so they can combine multiple pictures where they all look nice. So, Brenda...
Is it you?
Would you, if you didn't, would you ask for, like, photo approval on what your friends post of you?
I do, yes.
You do?
Why is everybody looking at me? Right, OK, let me go back. Let me go back. We were in lockdown. I have a really good friend, Andrew, that I spoke about. Their family adopted me in lockdown bingo. And he loves taking pictures, just takes pictures.
Singer Andrew.
Singer Andrew. Yeah. Loves taking pictures, love him. But he took this picture of all of us on this Zoom thing, and I was literally hanging somewhere, and everybody else looked great. And then he posted it on social media. I was like, take it down right now. And
what, you rang him up?
Yes, I did. And I told him to take it down. He was like, oh, it's just... I says, no, because everybody else looks great, and I'm sorry, but I look... You can't even see my eyes. My eyes weren't even... No, it was an awful photo. So he took it down, and now, before every photo that he takes, he preempts it by, I won't put it up, I won't put it up. But what I also do, just out of courtesy, if I take a picture of anybody, I show them the photo and ask them, are you happy with this photo? So it's just a little conversation. Are you happy with this photo? Yes. Do whatever you want with it. Well, apart from...
I suppose fair enough.
Not totally do whatever you want with it, but you know what I mean.
I suppose that's fair enough. My kids are very like that with me. They always, like when we're on holiday, they're going through my photos, and I say, you're not allowed to delete any, but they will go, yeah, but you can't use that one, you can't use that one, because they're like, I don't like how I look.
Well, they don't want us posting anything about them, do they ever?
No.
I've got a couple of friends who almost want to, you know, bring in sort of industrial light and magic to light themselves every time they have a photo.
Glam squad.
Like a glam squad. Some people are really anal about it, Brenda. But... if it was sort of an unclothed bikini-ish sort of thing, and you were sitting in a very unflattering position, then I think I might just say take it down. I did ask Nadia to take something down last week, which is the first time ever, and it wasn't because of vanity, it was because, you know, in between the parts I'll do a bit of a dirty joke now and again, and Nadia had recorded me doing it and then put it on social media, and I went, I've only got 3 jokes, Nadia. No, you've put one out to the world, I'll never
never be able to do it again. And she just put laughing emojis and took it down.
The thing is, when do you ever really, you know, it's very rare you really, truly like a photo of you. I'm terrible, you know, I always go, I don't like my hair, I don't like this, don't like that. But actual fact, I think from being in a girl band as well, you know, there's 4 or 5 of us on a picture, we're not all going to like the same picture. So in the end, it's like now, if I have photos done, they go, do you want to see it? And I go, no, because I probably won't like it. So just pick whichever one you like, because what you see is different to what I see. What I love about my daughter is every year she gets me a calendar every year of the ugliest photos you can ever find, but of herself. They're of herself. And I'm like, can I please show a nice picture of my daughter? And they're the worst photos ever.
That's a really good idea. Smile. Too late. If you don't like it, you've missed the opportunity. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's... I think with me, I don't really... I'm not so bothered about what I look like, but it would be if I felt I was doing something that could be misinterpreted. I don't know.
What, Jane Moore?
But I don't know. Like, I don't know if... I don't smoke, right? So say, for example, if they put a photo and I look like I'm reaching for a packet of cigarettes, I'd say, could you take that down? Because, you know...
That's a point.
Like
well,
that.
I did have a body part almost hanging out.
Oh, anyway, before we check in with Charlene, it's competition time again, and we've got a prize package worth over £135,000. With all the details.
They've let me loose in this beautiful North Devon countryside to take our prize for a road test. Round here, nothing's more famous than a Hawkins ice cream.
What makes this ice cream so special?
It's a secret, I can't tell you, unfortunately. But the recipe's been handed down through many generations of the family, so...
And it's like clotted cream on top?
It is.
Oh, I think I'll have a bit of that. Thank you very much.
Oh, naughty.
Imagine where our prize could take you. Our top-of-the-range camper van is ready and waiting to be all yours. So if you win, it could be on your driveway in a matter of weeks. Plus, don't forget, there is £50,000 in tax-free cash as well. Text PRIZE to 88333. Text costs £2 plus 1 standard network rate message. Go to the website, entries cost £2. Call 09068 783333. Calls cost £2 plus your network access charge. Or post your name and phone number to DY28 PO Box 7 558 Derby DE10NQ. Entrance must be 18 or over. Lines close on Friday the 11th of August at 3 p.m. Good luck!
Yep, good luck with that. Now then, it's the moment we've been waiting for. Now, I must warn you, viewers at home, you might see blood. Our Charlene is just across the road giving blood. How are you feeling?
Do you know what? I'm fine, Jane. It's not my first rodeo. I have done this before, and I'm with my lovely donor carer, Josh, who is currently taking my blood. It's about a pint of blood that I'll be giving in the time that you and I are chatting. But look, the NHS is after every single blood type, because the reality is this pint of blood could help save the lives of 3 people. That's how important this blood is. They are very much in need, though, of blood from those who are of African and Caribbean heritage, because they're 10 times more likely to have RO blood, which is beneficial for those who have sickle cell. 2 of my friends have that blood disorder, sickle cell, and I know just how dangerous it is when they don't get an exact blood match. My friend Lanria, as a result of not being able to have an exact blood match when she had complications with sickle cell, it means that her health issues have become even more so as a result of having a mismatch. So look, the thing is, look, in 5-10 minutes, Josh and I get to hang out for like max 10 minutes, and I'll be able to, you know, be responsible for helping to save someone's life. It's important.
That it takes like 5 or 10 minutes, but overall, how long are you there? From start to finish, say?
OK, so I had to sort of have run through some questions, like health questions and stuff, which really doesn't take that long. But the old process is 5-10 minutes that Josh and I will get to hang out. But actually, it will take longer for me to recover with my chocolate biscuit afterwards. I've got to sit down for 15 minutes in order... I know, 15 minutes. Look, I've got my chocolate biscuit here, and I've got one to match my outfit, because I may be giving blood, but it's always about fashion. So, yeah, I mean, it won't take long. It won't take long at all.
Can I ask you, how do you qualify to give blood? What do you have to do to sort of apply if nobody's done it before?
Well, it's about health, so you've got to be in reasonably good health. It's also about age, so you've got to be between 17 and 65. It's also about weight as well, so between 7 and 25 stone. So those who can't donate blood include people who've had certain types of cancer, if you've got HIV, if you've got Hep B, for example, you're not allowed to donate. But that's a conversation, if you're a bit confused, that's a conversation you can have here, or, you know, talk it through with the GP or something.
Charlene, you say it's not anything for anybody to be afraid of, but I know a lot of people that are scared of needles, just the sight of a needle. Does it hurt?
No, not really. It's a bit like, I don't know, if my son pinches me on my arm or something, it doesn't hurt at all. And Josh did give me the option of turning away when he put the needle in. But I'm not afraid of needles, and it does fascinate me, so it's quite interesting to watch it go in. And look, there are lots of misconceptions about it. But the law did change, for example, when it comes to men who have sex with men donating. That law changed back in 2021, so those rules don't apply anymore. But things that do apply, irrespective of your sexual orientation or your gender, is your sexual health. And STIs, for example, they'll ask you about things like that, and about whether you've been on holiday, because holiday destinations can impact whether or not you can give blood. But again, those are the questions that they'll ask you when you arrive at the centre. It's really easy.
And also...
Look, I'm literally lying on a chair, chatting to you lot, giving blood. It's great. All that's missing is like a pina colada.
Very quickly, how much are you giving today? And do you have any idea how many people it will help?
Yeah, so I'll give a pint. Josh is taking a pint for me right now. They checked my iron levels earlier, so it's all fine. And actually, three people's lives will be saved by me spending 10 minutes in Josh's company.
Well, that is amazing, Charlene. Well done. I'm afraid that's all that we've got time for today. We're not here tomorrow, but on Monday we are back with The Chase's vixen, Jenny Ryan. And remember, the NHS needs 140,000 new blood donors this year. So if you've been inspired by Charlene, you might be able to donate and save lives and get a biscuit.
Oh, yeah, every cloud.